The founder of the Morrow Institute, Dr. David Morrow, takes us through the stages of a woman's life. Dr. Morrow explains the cosmetic procedures now available to a woman as she reaches each age range in her life.
A woman is a balance of health and beauty. As such, at the Morrow Institute, we endeavor to understand what is she going through at each stage of her life. Let's take adolescence and the 20s. Skin is obviously the major variable here due to hormonal influences. And that may be hormonal acne, acne scarring, and some therapy thereof for that. And that may involve helpful topical solutions of cosmeceuticals, may involve peeling, lasers, and the like.
I had a skin peel on Friday. It went really well, but I was in and out. I went home and I'm fine, and that's it. I just wanted to make it a little more smoother. I am young, but I just wanted that extra oomph.
At that time, women may opt for the breast augmentation or breast reduction.
I am young, but I was very flat, and I just figured, okay, I'm in my early 20s and I want to be able to have cleavage, look good. And I did, and I'm very happy with it. It's very natural. People don't even think that I have implants, and I love it.
Finally, obviously, is some consideration for body fat. And that may involve minor or major liposculpturing. In the 30s now, we're dealing with the hormonal and anatomic changes from childbirth. These are a major consideration in the 30s and in the 40s. So that primarily would involve breast augmentation and lifting.
Well, after having 2 children, I have a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old, it kind of took its toll on my body. My breasts became longer, is the best way to describe it, and after breastfeeding for several months, they just felt kind of deflated.
And it may involve some tummy tuck for the abdomen.
And my abdominal area, through my first pregnancy, just became entirely stretch marked from above my navel area way down to my bikini line. And so that entire area was just covered in that crepey, stretch marked skin that just never goes away. And I'm healthy and active, and no matter how many sit-ups I did, it just never would go away.
At the same time, due to the pregnancy, there's an outpouching of the muscles of the belly wall and excess of the skin. So here comes the tummy tuck.
It's been fantastic. They were able to remove practically all of my stretch marks area. I have a whole new belly button that was created where my former one was, but with new fresh skin around it. And I've been able to wear a bikini for the first time in 8 years. I have my pre-baby body back.
And of course, body fat comes to play for thighs and abdomen, and the therapy here would be liposculpturing.
I would call what I've had the mommy makeover. And what it has done for me is just restore the confidence that I had before going through childbirth and breastfeeding and the toll that it took on my body.
Moving on to the 40s. This is a major decade for women due to multiple factors. It is the beginning of the middle age. The upper face begins to fall, the eyelids begin to have a little bagginess, and the cheeks begin to make a little excess of the jowls and some neck sagging. Of course, on top of all that are some aging changes of the skin of the face due to sun exposure and aging, whereby very helpful therapies of lasers and light and certain peeling techniques are most valuable. Moving on now to the 50s. Here also, a major decade of facial aging and body aging. Now you're in the middle of the middle age. So we find the major changes in the face. The upper face has fallen, the mid face has fallen.
I'm 55 years old, and at that age you start looking in the mirror and thinking, oh my goodness, what happened? So I came to Dr. Morrow and I had a peel, and it worked out beautifully. I'm happy. It wasn't painful. It was wonderful. I can't even believe how much difference it made. My skin is like it was when I was 10 years old. It's like baby skin now. There's all the brown spots and the sun damage are gone, and it's clear, and I hardly wear makeup now because of that. Everybody here was so wonderful to me, and it just went really fast, and it wasn't anything to worry about. I had a great experience. With women, you lose a little respect when people start seeing the, sun damage and things like that. And now people just think I had a great vacation or something, and I get told all the time how great I look and how beautiful my skin is. So it gave me confidence.
And may now start to have lost part of the malar bone, the malar fat pad, having obviously have some jowls and some sagging of the neck. So now is the time that most women of that age will think of having full facial surgery of the upper face, mid face, lower face lift, and the neck lifting. So as we have mentioned, the 60s is a major decade of facial aging. All of the face is aged to some degree. And so now is the time that a piecemeal facial surgery is really not going to do it. It just won't match, it won't look right. So most everyone in this decade has their whole face done. Upper, mid, lower, and the neck.
I wanted to change my neck. I've been self-conscious about that for as long as I can remember. Fatty neck runs in my family, my brother, my mother, my aunts. And so that's what I came in to ask about. Dr. Morrow calls it a stork procedure, where they pull the neck tissue up behind the ears and around the back of the neck. So it's stitched from the lower portion of my hairline and then gathered together at the back of the neck. I'm more than pleased with it. I love it. Most people ask me if I've lost weight, which I haven't. But because of the fatty neck, I look like I've lost weight. I didn't do it to look younger. I did it to look better. But most people that, when they find out my age, have assumed that I'm a lot younger than I am. And so that's always very flattering.
And your age is?
And my age is 61 and a half.
And lastly, the decades of the 70s and 80s. Primarily here, the major concerns are for facial surgery. Either the patient has not had anything done until now, and obviously does the whole face, upper face, mid face, lower face, neck lift, implants, and therapy for the skin. Here at the Morrow Institute, we are mindful of the changes that occur at each decade of a woman's life that call for unique solutions to the delicate balance of health and beauty.